While everything seems to be falling apart in the world of Facebook, there are still thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of brands that are spending over $1 million on Facebook right now and getting a pretty good return. Meanwhile, small e-com and D2C companies are struggling to keep up in demand as well as keep their return on ad spend above 2. What's up guys, Nikita from aspectagency.com, and today I'll be covering the 5 things you need to do to drop your cost per conversion down by at least 50%, so you can at least be keeping up with the competition. Number 1, niching down your audience. There's a famous saying out there that if you advertise to everyone, you advertise to no one. And that holds very true to, advertising to everybody that your product is the best product ever. While that may be true, you certainly have to lock down the specific niche and the specific target audience of your product and the direct audience that gains the most benefit from your product first. Learn everything about your audience and precisely target that niche to ensure that your product actually can sustain within that specific market. And if you can scale within that market, you can go ahead and expand to a broader audience, and that's where marketing to everybody can actually make sense. For example, with Coca-Cola, I'm sure they weren't marketing to the whole worldwide when they started. Maybe I think they started targeting first people in the medical community because it was essentially an elixir at first, and then they realized, oh, it's just a refreshing beverage. And then they started within the US, and then they expanded to worldwide market domination. So the same thing goes here. You want to lock down your messaging so that it resonates with your target audience first, and then expand once messaging isn't an issue, and that that's where you actually start to expand to wider audiences. And you can easily do this on Facebook ads by just targeting more broader audiences, expanding your age range, expanding the genders that you're targeting, etc. Now there's a very in-depth article that I wrote actually a couple weeks ago that talks about actually how to target your ideal customer and laser target that customer. So I went ahead and linked it down below so that way you can check it out and learn more about that. Number 2, increasing your store's conversion rate. Now this is very important because this is one of those things when you start to fix it, you can still send the same amount of traffic to your store, but actually get more sales and get a better average order value, get a higher lifetime value out of a customer, and even get a higher return on ad spend purely by just improving your conversion rate. One of the first things I would recommend is just building a landing page around your offer and ensuring that that offer is very structurally sound, which goes back to targeting down your niche audience. Going off of building your landing page, you might want to utilize tools like Lucky Orange or Hotjar to see where people actually drop off and to see where people actually interact with your brand and play to those strengths and cut out the weaknesses. If people are dropping off of a specific landing or a specific page section on your landing page, you might want to cut it out completely or see if you can drop it down to a lower section on your landing page. Or if someone's interacting with a specific photo, maybe include a call to action there, because then when they see the photo, they can see a call to action right below it. Tiny little things can help increase your conversion rate significantly. And I would recommend just split testing certain layouts, split testing the messaging that you have on there, as well as split testing the headlines that you have as soon, the first thing that people see when they land. Split testing those headlines until you've actually refined your conversion rate to be at least 4 to 5% as a bare minimum. Because 2% is good, 2% is pretty much the average in conversion rate for e-com stores, but come on, who wants to be average? You want to get to that 4 to 5% easily. And one thing that most store owners actually overlook is they focus on the landing page stuff, which is, I said it first, it's very important, but they don't focus on the actual friction that a customer has to go through in order to make a purchase on their store. And what I mean by friction is when you're showing a person a Facebook ad, they click on the Facebook ad, then they go to they land on either the collections page or the product page. Once they're on the product page, then they have to click add to cart. Once they're in add to cart, they have to go to the cart. They have to go to then check out, and then they've made a purchase. You see how many steps that was for someone to make a purchase from just simply landing on your page from a Facebook ad? Whereas, you'd want to cut down as many of those steps as possible. And simply, again, going back to that landing page, they go on the Facebook ad, then they go on the landing page. The landing page, once they click purchase, they directly go to the checkout cart where they enter their payment information, then they purchase. You've simply just cut out 2 steps that the person didn't need to have and didn't need to go through in order to make a purchase. So things like that can make a significant difference in your conversion rate for your store. Number 3, testing better creative. While it sounds easier said than done, testing better creative is actually pretty easy once you have a proper foundation set up. Now, what do I mean by a proper foundation? Well, one thing that people completely overlook at when they're working on their Facebook ads is they fail to utilize all the different creative types that is offered to them on Facebook. Most people just go for the single static image, or they just go for the video, where there's different formats that you can play around with. You can go with a simple static image, you can go with a normal video, you can also try out UGC videos, which are doing really well right now. You can try out carousel layouts, you can try out GIFs, you can try out dynamic carousel layouts or dynamic GIFs, dynamic copy and creative in combination with those things. All of those things can help lead to finding out what specific creative type works the best for your brand. And once you find out a specific winner based off the specific stats like conversion rate or click-through rate, then you can see what actually grabs attention of people and helps them stop scrolling on the feed. And you can then build on top of that. If, for example, UGC videos are completely killing it for your makeup brand or your leggings brand, you can then just double down and specifically use those UGC videos. Or if carousel videos or not carousel, well, you can do carousel videos, but if carousel videos or carousel photos, carousel GIFs all work best to stop the scroll and have people land on your page and actually purchase from your page, then that's, you don't want to keep going towards that route and building on top of those winning creatives. Number 4, writing better copy, utilizing direct response copy, and just working more on the copy that you have on your ad. Now, when it comes to creative, I know I just talked about this, that's the first thing that people see when they're looking at your ad. They look at the creative, they look at the ad, the video, the image, the GIF, etc. Then the second thing they look at is the copy, specifically the headline, then the body text. So like I said, you'd want to make that copy as tight-knit as possible, and you do this by making the copy more direct response, like you're directly talking to your ideal customer. Think of it as like a one-to-one relationship, like where your brand is directly talking to the person that will benefit by utilizing your product the most. And you do this by utilizing a formula that is pretty well known in the direct response industry, is to have a hook, an offer, and then a call to action. Basically, hooking the person into reading your copy, showing them why your product is superior and why, if they don't buy this product, how much pain they'll go through, and then have a call to action that's very easy to follow. Writing direct response copy for your ads is definitely a skill that, once mastered, will significantly help you increase the results in your ads. And one person that I would highly recommend following, and you'd probably have heard of him if you're somewhat of an avid advertiser, is David Ogilvy. He's pretty much the father of direct response copywriting. He created the agency Ogilvy and Mathers, and I would highly recommend checking out some of his direct response copy examples that he's written for companies like Rolls-Royce and other companies I can't think of it right now, or Zippo even. So he's written tons of direct response copy for all these legacy brands and newspapers. This is before pixels were even involved. So I would recommend highly checking them out. I would leave a link in the description below to check out those specific copies, because truthfully, they'll help you out significantly when advertising. And number 5, lastly, is setting up a new offer. When everything is said and done, you've tested out a landing page, you've tested out the different target audiences, tried different creatives, tried different copy, you've went through and tested everything. Sometimes you have to rebuild the offer and make sure that it actually works, and sometimes you won't know that it would work until you go through the testing phases. Sometimes you have a hypothesis, but truthfully, you don't know until you actually test it. So here, setting up a new offer is probably the next best thing for you to actually do. And one thing you can do to, I guess, shortly test out new offers is come out with a temporary product that you already have, or a product that has been on your shelves that isn't too popular, and recycling it as a new product or a product launch, and seeing how customers respond to it. If customers are very excited about it, then maybe that's a path worth pursuing. This is more of like a short-term play. Sometimes you genuinely just have to create either a new product or a new specific combination of products and create a new offer, because sometimes you just have to start from scratch and just test things all over again. And crafting a new offer isn't as hard as you think. And I've done this with probably a handful of companies at this point, or a handful of clients that we've worked with. We've helped them, build out that specific offer and help them scale that offer to, over 6 figures in ad spend per month. And simply, it's one of those things where when we took them on as a client, the first offer we tried didn't work, and it was very obviously demoralizing. But once you set up the new offer and you continually test it, that new offer was actually the one that turned out to be the best. And sometimes you have to fail before you succeed. So don't get down on yourself if you have to set up a new offer. It's a part of the process. So just fight through it. And if you need help on creating your offer, I went ahead and wrote a simple section in our iOS 14.5 article that you can check out in the link down in the description below. And there we go over how to craft your offer and what you need to think of your offer when it comes down to it. Now that's pretty much it for the tips on how to decrease your CPA by 50%. And are you a store owner that wants to add an extra $50,000 to $100,000 monthly recurring revenue to your bottom line? Then let's hop on a scaling initiative call and see how Aspect can help your store scale and grow significantly. Link to book the call is down in the description below. And with that being said, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you have any questions about Facebook or e-commerce marketing or anything of that sort, please leave a comment down below and I'll definitely respond. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.